still simplifying this revolution with you. Al-Hassan Mohammed Kamil is my name, your usual host on the show, with my co-host Nawaf. Today we bring to you a new topic that is the risk involved or associated with cryptocurrencies. For more content on the show, kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel by hitting the notification bell. Nawaf, welcome to the show.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, for past weeks we've been discussing, or we're trying to simplify this revolution. We've been speaking a lot, educating the public a lot about cryptocurrencies. Some of them are like history about money, how money came into existence, and today we are on the risk associated with cryptocurrencies. So now, what are some of the risks that one may encounter in association of cryptocurrencies?
Awesome. Well, for every new ecosystem, it's not just technology related. For every new ecosystem, I think there are a countful of risks associated. You realize there are risks associated with owning a vehicle from an automotive industry. There are risks associated with buying a dress. There are risks associated with eating food at a restaurant. And ecosystem of blockchain technology also presents its own risks. So I'm really glad. I'm feeling very good about the fact that we are going to discuss this today. It's not going to be a lengthy conversation, I hope, but at the end of the day, whatever it is that we are going to say in this show is going to really make an impact.
Okay.
Now, basically, with cryptocurrencies, you cannot have more than enough risks, which is not already known, especially if you are or you have been somehow engaged with technology before. And blockchain present to us the first internet of money, and it means basically the risk factor has to do with how you protect your money. Right. So number one risk that I always want to emphasize on is education. If you don't have education on what blockchain is, on what you need to do with blockchain technology, on how to handle, even understanding the technology itself is a big risk. Because if you are uninformed, anything bad, anything inappropriate can happen to you.
Okay.
You get that? So number one is that make sure before you have anything to do with blockchain technology, you have invested in education. Make the time, sit down, make research, learn about the technology, move around, attend seminars, pay for events, get to learn and understand the technology. Without education, you and I know we are bound to making mistakes. Even when you have the education and you don't apply practically what you've been educated on, you and I know you are bound to make mistakes. So the number one factor about risks is education. And then the second one, of course, is that you need to know that cryptocurrencies as the currency application on the blockchain technology are extremely volatile. Cryptocurrencies are extremely volatile. They are volatile than the usual stock we trade. They are volatile than our bonds that we buy. And then they are extremely volatile than any other asset class. All right, asset classes you can consider real estate, you can consider automobile, you can any other. They are extremely volatile. Today, you can buy maybe a cryptocurrency. In the next evening, it has grown, appreciated in value for about 50%. The next minute, it can also lose 100% its value.
Wow.
Yes. And then, though now the volatile nature, especially with Bitcoin, has somehow been normalized. People are used to the fact that this can go up and it can come down. So you have to capitalize on the up and down movement of the currency, and that is where trade happens. So if you learn how to capitalize on when it goes down, maybe I am buying. When it goes up, I am selling. It becomes something that you can take advantage of. You get that? Okay. So that is one thing, like the volatile nature of the ecosystem. And then the number three factor that I would want to talk about is security. Okay. And that security has to do with hackers, scammers, fraudsters taking advantage of the fact that people are not well informed or people are not really knowing what they need to do, right? And they security returns it back to the number one factor that I mentioned, and that is education. Because if you are well educated, you know this is a link that I don't need to visit. This is something I don't need to sign up for. This is something I don't need to do. You are able to work on it. You get that? And then with Bitcoin, especially as a currency, blockchain has given you the facility, the room to become your own bank.
Okay.
And the moment you are your own bank, I always say this, like, if you are your own bank, you should make sure you are emphasizing your own security protocols. So you have to avoid the unavoidables or the avoidables, and then you stay away from the unavoidables. You get that? So that you are always safe in the industry. And then right now, as we speak, though there are some advanced countries like Germany, like Japan, this island, Maltese government, the US government, some part of the US, and even in Africa, we have Rwanda, we have Kenya. There are some governments, South Africa, for example, they are trying to deal with this entire revolution by coming out with a customized regulatory body or framework to regulate the entire crypto market or the blockchain market. This market is having no government support, no government backing, because we are talking about a monetary involvement, a monetary policy that takes the power of money and authority away from the government and gives it back to the people. You get that? So there are some parts of the world, Ghana, I don't want to be so specific because that thing is changing, and this technology is over a decade now. There are some governments that are taking advantage of this, and if you go to the big industries we have in the blockchain ecosystem, maybe privately owned by the foreigners. You realize even in the US, look at one of the big companies in the world, Coinbase. Right, this is a company in the US. They do volume. They make so much money. Like they run a full enterprise on top of blockchain. That is the evolution we are talking about. It gave birth to new ideas, and people that are building are solving problems. You get that? We have companies like Bittrex, we have Binance. You get that? These big corporations are in countries that the environment allows them to operate. Right, in Africa, we are also trying our best. We're trying as much as we can to make sure we are not out of the race.
Okay.
Right, and then we also have the fact that it has usability of cryptocurrencies are somehow limited.
Okay.
And that is to explain that there are not a lot of businesses that are accepting cryptocurrencies at the moment. Just yesterday, PayPal announced, PayPal,
yes,
a payment
yes,
gateway.
yes.
Everybody, they have over 306 million users. Right, they announced they are going to start buying, selling, and allowing their users to store cryptocurrencies. That is a good sign.
Wow.
Right, that's so the old days of struggling for adoption and acceptance now is changing.
Yes.
All these stereotypes are changing. People are accepting. Even in Ghana on eBitcoinics.com, you can pay for products, electronics, clothing, food, accessories, and pay with Bitcoin. Okay. Right. So we are trying as much as we can to provide a value chain for Bitcoin, and it can happen for a whole lot. You go to a Kumasi Mall, Accra Mall, there are shops there that know the need for digital acceptance. All right, digital evolution, digital currency. They accept mobile money. They also do accept cryptocurrency. So you get that. Right now, you can use crypto to buy airtime. You can use crypto to buy internet or data. You can use crypto to pay for flight tickets. You can use crypto to pay for hotel bills, school fees, right? Anything you think of, you can use crypto for, and that is a good sign, right? So it is still not enough. There are lots of entities, lots of companies that are not even accepting or not aware. We have huge corporations like Microsoft that accept Bitcoin. It's a good sign. We have Lamborghini as a company that accept Bitcoin. We have most top companies in the world today that are accepting Bitcoin. You can buy website domains where we are restricted for some reasons because there are some countries that don't have allowed or supported card system. Today, these very same websites are accepting crypto payments. So it means wherever you are in the world, you can involve yourself in global trade. You get that? And that is a big opportunity. Now, we also have to always emphasize on the fact that with when it comes to security and transacting using blockchain, it is somehow so important for you to know that crypto related transactions are irreversible. Though there are applications or companies that are building interfaces that allows you to transact and reverse it within certain time frame, but the major wallets that are running like that gives you total control. The moment you transact and you are not sure, you transact to a wrong address, you're not getting that back. So you have to make sure you always pay attention to those little things. And then number of the most number important is your private keys. You have to make sure you protect your private keys. You have to make sure that nobody else has access to your private keys. You have to make sure that you always have your private keys, because it is your private keys that gives you 100% to total control, or let me say total control to your funds or your digital assets. So you have to make sure you don't play around with your private keys. As soon as you establish a wallet interface, make sure you keep it safe, keep it in your journal, keep it with somebody, a family you can trust, keep it somewhere in your email, whatever it is there, where hackers cannot likely, if your email is not secure, don't go put your private keys there. Okay. So these are some of the most important things when it comes to risks, and I'm sure with this somebody can correlate with other asset classes. What are some of the things, the do's and then the don'ts, and then you merge. But these things we are just discussing, they are very, very, very important, and you have to know that how to manage these things.
Okay, thank you very much for joining me on the show. And viewers, we are watching eBitcoinics TV, and this program is proudly brought to you by eBitcoinics.com, the easiest way to buy your cryptocurrencies in Ghana and in Nigeria. And aside these amazing services offered by eBitcoin.com, this eBitcoin.com, you can also book your flight to travel within the towns and cities in Ghana and across Africa. Aside this, you can also pay your utility bills on eBitcoin.com. Just log into eBitcoin.com to read more services that they offer you. Thank you very much for making time for on the show. Bye. Cut.